All right, welcome into the Boston Sports Beat. Let's bring in Sean McAdam, and what else? We're going to talk about the Red Sox and their win last night against the Tampa Bay Rays, advancing to the ALCS. It's almost we're past the point of hyperbole with this team. It's not one anyone expected to do anything. Maybe finish 500 would have been a victory. I think there's a lot of people that would have been thrilled with just reaching the playoffs. Even had they lost to the Yankees, it's a victory. You beat the Yankees. That kind of, you and I talked after game one. That almost kind of felt like the World Series. They did it. They got into the dance. Looks like Tampa's outclassing them. Could you have imagined after game one and after the grand slam off of Chris Sale making it 5-2 in game two, that what happened in
We'd be here.
everything after that would have happened, and we'd be here where we are today with the Red Sox.
Frankly, no.
3-1 win.
How could you have, foreseen that turn of events? In game one, they lose 5-0. They hit the ball hard and had some good at bats, hit into some tough luck. But you saw that aggressiveness and athleticism that Tampa Bay is known for, and you just said, well, this is clearly a team that is worlds better than the Red Sox. They finished 8 games in front of them during the regular season. They shut them out in game one. They're up 3 runs in the second or third inning. And now the Red Sox have met the real power of the American League, and it shows how much they have to make up. Now, 2.5 games later, they have dispatched with the Rays. They're moving on to the ALCS, and it gives you however accurately or inaccurately, a whole different view or picture of where things stand.
And what's amazing is you got a true snapshot of almost every aspect of this team in each of its wins, both good and bad. You see starting pitching's been a question mark, and Chris Sale gives you a really shoddy performance there, but they bounce back and they get really good efforts from Evaldi. They get another one from Erod in game 4, and boom, bullpen blows 2 leads, but also saves their bacon with great performances from guys like Pivetta and Whitlock. So you're getting good with the bad there. Defense, you're seeing them bungle the ball, make some bad plays. Renfroe had a tough time on a couple of balls in right yesterday, and some bad decisions. Kyle Schwarber, and then yet they have an incredible relay to cut down a runner, which is a game-saving sort of play. So you're really getting the full Red Sox experience in all of this. And this is kind of what you've had all year long, is their warts are fully exposed and they're out there, and they're still able to overcome some of this stuff with, truly heroic performances from people coming all over the place that you don't necessarily expect, but you kind of have to at this point.
Yeah, they're imperfect, certainly.
Yeah.
There are some holes on that roster and question marks going forward and things that have to be shorn up, both in the next round and should they make it to the World Series then, but also in the big picture going forward for 2022 and beyond. But they do have a resilience to them. And I spoke to Chaim Bloom about that on the field last night, and he said, look, people have underestimated the toughness of this team. And he pointed back to, sort of what was probably the low point of the season, which was Xander Bogaerts being pulled off the field in the middle of the second inning on August 31st at Tropicana Field with the COVID outbreak raging that would claim almost half the major league roster. And that night they lost and fell 10 games out of first place, which was the biggest deficit they had all year.
Yep.
And people thought this team is cooked. And here it is 6 weeks later, and they're going on the ALCS, and they just beat the team that they finished 8 games in back of. So, yeah, it hasn't been perfect. And you're right, there have been some flaws that have been exposed. But I think at this point of the season, John, every team's got flaws, and it's a matter of covering them up, at least temporarily, and overcoming them, which the Red Sox have done.
Yeah, and as you said, if you watched the Rays and what they were doing and trotting out there with their pitching game after game, you'd be like, wow, this team's got problems. And you're right, this was the best team in the American League, and they couldn't find a way to get it together. They did some they incredibly athletic, dynamic team, terrific on defense, but they also had their problems, and the Red Sox got the best of them in a really, really exciting series.